He's talking. I'm bricked.
Not that.
I'm bragged.
No, but then I gotta tell you something.
What?
No.
Hi, Key. I'm trans.
Oh no! No! It's not ready yet! I can see it! What do you do now? Is he, what would you do? You're not gonna put her on her. Oh no! And that was a passionate kiss. That was a passionate kiss. Look at this. What would you do? What did you do? That was a passionate kiss. What would you? She moaned a little. She did moan a little. Bro, why am I replaying two dudes kissing? Oh no! God help me! God! God help me! God! No, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know either. I didn't know. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Please help me understand this.
9 times out of 10, if you got to come to social media to understand something that's going on in your life, you know you dead ass wrong. Viewer discretion is advised.
My lights got turned off, so I called my baby's father and asked him if he could get my lights turned on for me. He said no because I have a husband and that's his responsibility. How is that his responsibility to pay my lights to get turned back on after they get turned off?
I told you. If they come to social media about some shit that's going on in their life and they're trying to look for it, you know they about to be on some bullshit. Ma'am, you have a husband. He is the man of the house. It is his responsibility to make sure that the lights stay on at the crib. It is not your baby daddy's responsibility. I'm not sure where you got that shit from, but try again.
And you have kids that stay here. You don't care about your kids? I understand that I have a husband, granted, don't beat me up over it, but we fell on hard times.
You understand that you have a husband. Please don't beat you up over it, which ultimately means you understand the importance of having a husband and the role he's supposed to play in your life. And all of a sudden, y'all fell on hard times. I really feel bad for hard times. However, what I need you to do is send them kids to their daddy. Yeah, they need to go to a more stable place where things are actually in order. He apparently got light at his house. Give them kids to their father. When you and your husband figure out and y'all get off of hard times, you figure out the situations for them kids. That's it.
So as my baby's father, I feel like you're supposed to pick up the slack. So you rather for your kids be in the dark than to help your baby mother get her lights turned back on? What if I didn't have a husband?
Okay, what we're not going to do is present hypotheticals that are not beneficial to the situation at hand. We don't need to dive down the rabbit hole of you not having a husband because you have one. So we're going to address it as such. And no, it is not your baby dad's responsibility to pick up the slack. It is your husband's responsibility to pick up the slack. That man does not prefer for his kids to be in the dark. That's why I advise you to give them children to their father. He got light at his house. Let him go over there.
Would you have helped me then? This man is crazy. Sir, help me get my lights turned on. Don't worry about my husband. He's doing what he's supposed to do as a man.
Is he really doing what he's supposed to do as a man? The lights are off at the crib. Y'all got so many candles, they would have thought y'all was doing a ritual in there. Woman, what do you... Man, okay. You know what? I think I care a little too much about these kind of situations. Moral to the story is if you ever end up in a situation where you're going to have to possibly co-parent, make sure I get joint custody. It's the best situation. But I know a lot of y'all ain't going to listen to I'm saying because I am just a normal guy. Y'all keep it changing.
Some women don't like you until they see you with another woman.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I didn't know you was messing. I'm like, okay, I like that.
They shoot they shot.
And that's why you got to have an attractive woman. You see how it goes back? You see what, Kenny, you see how I brought it back full circle, baby? That's why your girl got to be bad.
No.
Right.
No, not for the opportunities of more women.
But what I'm saying, though, if you did that and it didn't work out, and now you go try to talk to a 10, and she's like, nah, you don't deserve me. I seen your work.
Yo.
Am I making sense?
You are making sense. So I'm not the most beautiful girl in the world, but I have a symmetrical face, right? And I feel like I don't want to be with a man that's never experienced a woman with a symmetrical. I don't want to be the first. I don't want to be the first woman of value. You'll fumble me. You'll mishandle me. You won't know how to deal with me. It's like if you go up to a starving orphan in a third world country and you offer that orphan that's a child, right? And you offer them a loaf of bread or $10 million. What would they choose?
They're going to choose the bread.
Of course, not knowing that the money is a much better choice because they could buy all the bread they could imagine for them and for their village.
No, they made the right decision because you said it's a third world country. This money is useless.
No.
This bread is $10 million.
No, it's not. And they only go eat.
Do you see that though? You see that? Exactly. In the context.
No.
The bread is more valuable
in
than
that
the money.
moment, but the money will make it last longer. Like if I'm an
Well,
investor.
you have to be. What if you starve before you even get somewhere where you could use this money?
I don't want to be with
can eat
nobody
this
that's
bread
starving.
right now.
I don't want nobody thirsty. I don't want nobody starving because you'll take anything that comes to you. I need somebody that's well fed and somebody that's hydrated. Okay, so when they come to me, it's a choice of power.
You ever seen a full lion?
No.
They just lay there chilling. Animals lay right up on them.
That's
they don't
true.
even make an aggressive move. They lay there and just full peace. Ain't even scoping the scene. The zebras walking by.
Yeah,
And
gazelles.
when they get ready to eat, everybody they can't even drink water when the lion hungry.
True.
Yeah. They're not playing.
They be leaving the water
It's
at
a
home.
treacherous game.
It is a treacherous game.
So somebody on Instagram asked me, Shaz, what is it like being with a secure man? So I said, as a secure, confident woman, being with a secure man is like the most boring thing ever. There are no roller coasters. There's no excitement. There's no nervousness. There's no heart palpating or heart racing. There's no ups and downs, but also there's no tears. There's no half-hearted promises. There's no gaslighting. There's no manipulation. There's no anxiety. There is consistency and 100% commitment. You see, a lot of men know how to chase. They don't know how to commit. When you're with a secure, confident man, he's all about the commitment. He's got the future in mind. So for me, that was the best thing ever. I love knowing exactly how the rest of my life is going to look, having no anxiety about it. And yet there is joy. There's peace. There's happiness, because I've been a lover girl for pretty much a good chunk of my life, but that made me a super anxious person, which people often manipulated. That made me insecure. And now when I became a more confident, secure woman, I actually didn't want people who were going to take me on an up and down ride. No, I actually wanted people who were going to keep me stable and consistent, who were going to add to that piece, who were going to multiply it with me. So this is your sign that if you're dating somebody who makes you feel like everything is so boring, I know exactly how he's going to be tomorrow. Good. That's exactly what you need. That's what's going to help you become more consistent, regulated, and calm, so that you don't make choices out of an emotional place. They want you to have boundaries because they have boundaries themselves. You don't want to be with people who plant buttons in you and then push them to see you react like a little monkey and play with you. This is the kind of confidence you want to build, and hit the link in the bio.
If my husband was here, he would tell you, don't nobody on earth know him better than I do.
Because you got to
I make it hard for him to stay mad at me now.
We tell women, if you really want to know that man, study him like your life depended on it.
Lining up on the chairs and coming up in the middle. Somebody say, anything I can do for you.
Whatever needs to be done.
It's my job to know you. It's my job to know what moves you, what causes you to tick, what doesn't. It's my job to know when you're feeling a particular way, and I can hear it in your voice. It's my job to know those things, because I can hear women now watching this and y'all talking about
It go both ways, though.
it's what is he doing for you? And anytime when women say that, I'm like, If you chose a man that's not doing for you, you're the dummy. Because there's no way that I'm going
Is that honey boundary? Or because that don't sound like
That's not a honey boundary.
that don't sound like Precious.
This is
Yeah, all right.
This is Aprilism. This is
Yeah.
Aprilism.
You're dumb, which is stupid self. Wait a minute.
A lot of modern women, April Mason said something. April Mason said something that modern women are just not going to do. I'm not going to be studying my man. Why would I be doing that? I don't care about my man. Not like that. I care as far as how I look, which is what most modern women think. I care as far as, how he portrays me, but I don't really care other than that. I want the best man on the block, but that's because I want to look good. I want him to be the best dressed. I want him to make the most money because that's what I want. I think modern women will eventually like their partners, right? Because who doesn't like eye candy? But they only like them to the extent that they can provide. When if the money dries up, then I don't like you. I'm not really here for that. Let's keep the main thing the main thing. And that's what a lot of modern women's, that's the attitude and the ideology that a lot of modern women subscribe to.
Okay, let me say this slow because some of you are still romanticizing. If you're dating a woman right now and you don't look for these 5 things, you're not hoping for love. You're gambling with your sanity. First, does she support you or does she compete with you? Because if every win of yours makes her quiet, weird, or sarcastic, that's insecurity. A woman who's meant for you doesn't see you as someone to beat. If she needs to outdo you to feel powerful, she'll destroy the relationship just to protect her ego. Love doesn't feel like a power struggle. If it does, you already lost. Second, can she take accountability without turning into the victim? Watch carefully. When you bring something up, does she listen or do the tears start, the excuses roll in, and suddenly you're apologizing? If she can't say, I was wrong without collapsing, she will gaslight for the rest of your life. No accountability means no growth. Third, is she emotionally consistent or just addictive? And don't lie to yourself here. If she's loving today, distant tomorrow, obsessed next week, and gone the next, that's not chemistry. That's trauma bonding. You're not in love. You're hooked. Peace feels boring only when you're addicted to chaos. The one doesn't keep you guessing. She doesn't confuse you. You know where you stand because her energy doesn't lie. Fourth, does she respect your boundaries or punish you for them? This one exposes everything. If you say no and she pulls away, if you set a boundary and she guilt trips you, if your limits make her cold, dramatic, or distant, that's not love. That's control. Anyone who makes you feel bad for having boundaries is proving exactly why you needed them in the first place. Fifth, does she choose you when it's inconvenient? Not when it's fun, not when it's easy, not when you're winning, when life is messy, when emotions are uncomfortable, when staying requires effort. Anyone can love you at your best. The one stays when there's nothing to gain. If you have to convince her to choose you, she's not the one. If you're constantly proving your worth, you're already losing. The right woman doesn't drain you, she grounds you. And if this triggered you, good. That means somewhere inside, you know exactly what you've been tolerating. Okay, let me say this slow because some of you are still romanticizing. If you're dating a woman right now and you don't look for these 5 things, you're not hoping for love. You're gambling with your sanity. First, does she support you or does she compete with you? Because if every win of yours makes her quiet, weird, or sarcastic, that's insecurity. A woman who's meant for you doesn't see you as someone to beat. If she needs to outdo you to feel powerful, she'll destroy the relationship just to protect her ego. Love doesn't feel like a power struggle. If it does, you already lost. Second, can she take accountability without turning into the victim? Watch carefully. When you bring something up, does she listen or do the tears start, the excuses roll in, and suddenly you're apologizing? If she can't say, I was wrong without collapsing, she will gaslight for the rest of your life. No accountability means no growth. Third, is she emotionally consistent or just addictive? And don't lie to yourself here. If she's loving today, distant tomorrow, obsessed next week, and gone the next, that's not chemistry. That's trauma bonding. You're not in love. You're hooked. Peace feels boring only when you're addicted to chaos. The one doesn't keep you guessing. She doesn't confuse you. You know where you stand because her energy doesn't lie. Fourth, does she respect your boundaries or punish you for them? This one exposes everything. If you say no and she pulls away, if you set a boundary and she guilt trips you, if your limits make her cold, dramatic, or distant, that's not love, that's control. Anyone who makes you feel bad for having boundaries is proving exactly why you needed them in the first place. Fifth, does she choose you when it's inconvenient? Not when it's fun, not when it's easy, not when you're winning. When life is messy, when emotions are uncomfortable, when staying requires effort. Because attraction shows up when it benefits you. Commitment shows up when it costs you. Anyone can love you at your best. The one stays when there's nothing to gain. If you have to convince her to choose you, she's not the one. If you're constantly proving your worth, you're already losing. The right woman doesn't drain you, she grounds you. And if this triggered you, good. That means somewhere inside, you know exactly what you've been tolerating.
Here are a few of my dating non-negotiables as a man with strict boundaries. These are my boundaries. You do what you want to do. These are mine. Say I get your number, you give me your schedule, and I plan a date. If for some reason you're busy on that date and you can't make it, it is up to you to give me the day that you're free or your next availability. I'm not about to keep asking. That's too close to begging. Play with somebody else. Number two, if you ask me in our first few dates for nail, hair, shoe money, you're clipped. You're looking for a sponsor. You're not looking for a relationship. Why these things aren't already done? I don't care how much money I got. It's mine that I work for. Don't ask me to do some that you're not doing for yourself. Number three, if by the third or fourth date, you don't at least offer to buy a round of drinks or treat me to the next one, you're clipped. You're not a vibe. You're a bill. I would never let you pay, but at least offer. Make me think you want to pay. And if you forget to say thank you after I done planned and paid for this date, you're clipped. It don't cost you nothing to say thank you. Number four, if I offer to pick you up or send you a car, you have a 5-minute window to get there. You knew about this date a day earlier and hours earlier. You should have been ready. I have pulled off after waiting 7 minutes before. You don't respect my time. I don't respect yours. Number five, if we cannot do an active date, all right, tennis, hike, workout, it's clipped. You're clipped. I know me, I'm gonna catch the ick real fast. We just ain't gonna work out, literally or figuratively. Number six, you like to go ghost for 2 and 3 days, or I find that you only respond when I text first, you're a clip. Ain't nobody that busy. It'll take you 10 seconds to respond to a message. Hey, busy day, I'll check for you later. That works for me, because I don't need to talk to you every day, all day anyway. There is a huge difference from texting, which is mutual, and you just respond. Out of here. Number seven, probably should have been number one. Poor hygiene. That's gonna be a firm no for me. That breath ain't hitting, if them toes ain't kicking, and if them nails ain't clean, ain't gotta be done, just be clean. Your ass is clipped. You're a woman. It's the least you can do. And then lastly, I'm a little bit more lenient on this one because I don't expect much. We just started dating. If I see that you just innately lack nurturing qualities, it's clipped. I can't teach you how to be a woman to a man. You should not teach me how to be a man to a woman. Can't teach you that. It's clip.
There was a time period where I made more money than John, and God had to really deal with me because I thought, well, I'm doing better than him. Like, I'm doing better than him financially. I'm solving problems better. And I treated my husband like he was a child, not like he was my husband. And he responded by acting like a boy. And I think we were married. I think it was probably our 4th year of marriage. And I remember I was in the shower and he said to me, "You don't think John's a good head of the household, do you?" And I said, "No, I know he's not." And he said, "You think you can do it better?" I said, "I'm doing it better." He said, "It's a yoke to you, Lisa, but it's a mantle to John. Throw it off." And I said, "God, if I throw it off, nothing's going to get done."
It's a yoke to you.
But it's a mantle to John.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, "Throw it off." And I said, "If I throw it off, nothing's going to get done." He said, "John likes you doing it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do." And then I had a rewind of all these interactions where I had been demeaning with my husband. My husband would say, "Should we do this or this?" I'd be, "Do this." And he'd be like, "I think I'll do this." I'd be like, and it would be a disaster. And I'd be like, "See, I told you not to do it." And I thought that would make him feel closer to me, but it actually pushed him away because men need to be respected and women need to be needed. But I elevated my need to be needed over his right to be respected. And so I remember I started crying when I saw how I'd acted. I was so heartbroken, and I wondered why we didn't have intimacy. It was uncomfortable when we prayed together. And I came out of the shower and I was crying, and I said, John, I am so sorry. I thought submission meant that if I agreed with you, we did it. And if I didn't, I fought you. And I said, I'll quit my job tomorrow. I said, I just want to be one with you. And John said, you don't need to quit your job, but I do think you need to quit thinking you're the source. And there's a big difference. You can work full time and know God's your source and you'll have peace. Or you can be a stay-home mom and think you're the source and you'll be stressed. So it's all about where you're attaching your source to. And I watched my husband go from a boy to a man when I went from being his mother. I started being his wife, his bride, his woman who celebrated him, who spoke strength to his strength instead of attacking his weaknesses.
They're more in competition with men, and that's the problem. Like, if a man buy me a designer bag, I feel like, oh, let me go out and get him them Gucci sneakers. Just to show him the things you can do for me, I can do for you too. It's not even to disrespect you, but men, they be intimidated by that.
We don't need you to love us the way you want to be loved. You guys want to love us the way we show love to you. You got to find out the way I receive love. We found out the way to make you happy and make you smile and make you feel good. Don't do what the I'm doing. I don't want you to buy me nothing. I want you to go do something else to make me feel like you thought I was special. Stop going against me. Stop trying to show me you could do what I can do. Do what I need you to do to make me feel good rather than doing what I am doing.
And I guess it's crazy that you look at the clip where the man is going down the line on what he is and what he isn't going to accept, right? And then you go a little bit further and you see where the woman was talking about men need to have respect. Men have to have respect. It's a shame that you should have to, number one, go down the list of things. And a lot of what men are saying is common sense. It really is. But not for women, because like I said, you have to go back, you have to go a few clips later, and a woman's talking about, hey, you know, this is the way you need to treat your husband. This is the way that you need to treat your husband. I don't know if you guys are getting it. I don't know if you guys are understanding it, because you guys keep on going to the therapist and wondering why your marriage isn't working. I've tried everything. No, you haven't. You haven't tried being quiet. You haven't tried being cooperative. You haven't tried getting out of your own way and seeing somebody else's point of view. Have you? Of course not. Sit down.
I don't think they thought this one through. Because, frankly, it is not the boast that a lot of them seem to think that it is. Because I have seen several different videos, very similar to this one, made by several different types of women, each indicating that they have, in some cases, spent thousands of dollars on their appearance, whether it be on their makeup, their hair, their nails, or in some cases even their clothing. Thousands of dollars to look a certain way. And if you're going to ask most women why they do such things, it's for themselves. Because if we're going to be very honest, most men don't really care how much a woman spends on her appearance as long as she looks presentable. They don't care if her hair cost $1,500 or if she did it herself. But yet we're supposed to be led to believe that they're not going to be then using men after spending such large amounts of money on themselves? Okay.
You have fake abs.
Yes. But looking at me, you wouldn't go, she looks
You
fake.
have etched abs?
Yeah. But
What did you spend on fake abs?
no, that was included. The BBL is you get the etched abs and the behind.
And now you can't pay your mortgage and you're 4 months behind.
Yes. But that's why there's mortgage
BBL
assistance.
over mortgage.
Mortgage assistance programs are meant for this.
What? You make so much money. How do you qualify for a mortgage assistance program? You make $171,600 a year and you have to subsidize yourself? Here's the fake abs.
What do you think?
Why? I don't get it.
It looks fantastic.
So how do fake abs work with getting fat?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue when I'm pregnant, right? Like, you're basically going to have abs over your...
Are you doing that?
I mean, not at this moment.
Aren't you tick, tick, clock, clock?
Yeah, but if we're in modern times, you know, down in Argentina, they don't have kids
Are
to 40s.
they somewhere?
Are they?
The eggs?
No, I don't believe in that.
Pushing a man until he finally snaps, then running to your friends crying, oh my God, he's so mean and so toxic and that's one of the most lowest and evil forms of manipulation ever. You don't get to disrespect him every day, belittle him when he opens up, emasculate him for not being what you can't handle, ignore his needs, flirt with other men in his face and use it like a weapon. And then act shocked when he finally blows up or walks away. He didn't just turn into an overnight. You drained him. You chipped away at his patience until nothing was left. You trained the nice guy you met to stop caring. Good men don't wake up cold. They get turned cold by women who mistake his self-control for weakness. Then when he finally says enough is enough, you play victim and cry wolf. No, honey, you're not the victim. You are the arsonist crying about the fire that you just started. Grow up. So stop acting like you don't know what just happened. You know exactly what you did. You just never thought he would actually walk away. Now he's gone. Or worse, you've numbed him. And now you're on social media talking about how all the good ones turn bad. No again, honey. You burned him out. One disrespectful act at a time. Own it. Or keep pretending you don't know why every man after him stops trusting women like you. It's your move.
This lady wrote, "First, I know I am a horrible, disgusting person for this. My boyfriend and I have been seeing each other for around 6 months. He has always been the strong, silent type, and it's honestly what attracted me to him. He has been my emotional rock and looked after me, and I loved feeling protected and like I had someone so manly and solid. This all started when for the 100th time, he came home from work and just seemed upset. Usually I ask him what's wrong and he says nothing, and I say he can always open up. Well, the other night for the first time, he cracked. He started to get emotional about his job and how he feels like he isn't doing enough in life, and how he worries something is wrong with him medically. He's on depressants and he doesn't think his medication is helping. I was completely shocked seeing him like this, and I began to comfort him, and it seemed like he was on the verge of tears. I held him, but as he got up to go and shower, he went for a kiss and I just leant back. This is going to sound horrible, but seeing him vulnerable and emotional completely repulsed me. I know it's wrong and I'm wrong and horrible, but seeing him in a moment of weakness made me just see him as not a man and was a turn-off romantically and talking to a few other women. This is apparently not uncommon. I'm disgusted that I feel this way because my boyfriend doesn't deserve this, blah, 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 blah. That's why I said about women providing space, or this sense of you meet someone and you feel as a man, you feel you're safe, but are you ever truly really safe?
We are some of the most delusional, unstable, restarted people in the world. I swear, I talk a lot of shit about women, but I really do love being a woman. But you gotta admit, we are some of the most delusional, unstable, restarted people in the world. Just think about it. Women always talking about how they don't need a man. You're saying you don't need a man online, on the internet that a man created. You're saying that you don't need a man. You're typing it in a phone that a man created the technology for and the hardware for. You are saying that you don't need a man while sitting in a house or a apartment that was built by men. You are driving to your job in a car that was built, I'm pretty sure, by a man, but you don't need men. Maybe I should speak in a language that you understand. Louis Vuitton, male. Gucci, male. Christian Louboutin, males. Y'all love them. They're all men. Make it make sense.
Modern women don't want equality. They want power without responsibility, authority without correction, respect without reciprocation. They expect a man to correct the world, but can't handle being corrected about anything. Try to tell a woman today that she's wrong and watch the Olympic level mental gymnastics start. She'll rewrite the whole story, change the timeline, gaslight you. She'll blame the universe, her childhood, Mercury retrograde, your tone, anything besides saying, yeah, you're right, I need to work on that. You can't ask for a man to lead you and then get offended when he leads you. These modern women today, they don't like when a man challenges them. And it's not because the challenging is wrong, but because deep down inside they know that you're right. Can y'all just admit that you want a yes man and not a partner? Y'all want a puppet. Stop asking for a real man when you can't even handle real correction.
If your husband doesn't generate dates, it's because dates aren't important to him. That's why it's on you to generate the date. And he'll want to know where you want to go instead of picking the restaurant. Why? Because he wants to make you happy.
So are dates more for women than for men?
A lot of times, yes. Men don't care a lot about what they like to do or want to do. No, I don't want to load the dishwasher. Will I? Yes. If it makes a difference for her. And I don't have to load the dishwasher the way she loads the dishwasher.
Who is this absolute gem of a woman? I honestly just want to give her a hug. I've got to be one of the most romantic dudes out there. So when a woman like this explains what's in our chaos-filled man brains, it's a breath of fresh air. And ladies, every word that she spoke is pinpoint accurate. I honestly hope that she reaches and touches the hearts of women in the billions. God bless.
Men need to stop saying things like, what do you bring to the table? Hello, look at me. What do you mean, what do I bring to the table? First of all, look at me. Look at my social media. Look at what I do in the world. Read my writing. I bring so much to the table that the table broke. It broke under the weight of all the shit that I put on the table, that I brought to the table. Not to mention, like, the things I would do on top of the table. It's not just me. It's like all the women I know. Not only are we bringing everything and more to the table and being hot while doing it, we are the table.
The question, what do you bring to the table, honey, was actually, what do you bring to the table that men care about? Okay. And maybe, yeah, the fact that you're an attractive woman. Okay. That's one little check in your box. That, by the way, gets negated if your personality sucks. Just letting you know. The rest of it, I didn't hear one thing that you brought to the table that men actually value. Are you loyal? You devoted? But what actually do you bring to the table that guys care about?
I'll tell you guys how bitter baby moms are made, right? Usually when the pair breaks up, right, the woman moves on first. She wants to make her baby dad jealous. So she gets in a relationship thinking he cares about it. He really don't give about it. He cares about maybe his kids or whoever she brings around the children. That's usually what the men care about. But she thinks she's making him jealous by being in a relationship. That don't work out, and she just keeps on getting with different men, right? But he never gets in a relationship. So in her head, you know what I'm saying, he's not finding nobody, you know, better than her. That's in her head. But in his head, he's just enjoying life because he's been in a relationship for a long time. Boom. While she's going through men, usually when he's ready and he finds the one that he thinks is worthy of his time, oh my God, she can't stand it. She's like, hold on, I wasn't even making him jealous the whole time, but he was just using his time, you know, wisely, finding the right person. Boom, he moves on and he finds somebody who actually is way better than you, every way, shape, or form, and now you can't handle it. So now you become a crash out, and the only way to get him back is to hold his kid behind. That's where bitter baby moms are at in this world. Tighten up.
You know, listening to that Caleb Hamber segment, you might find some humor in it, but in practice, it's really not all that funny, because modern women are literally mortgaging, they're refinancing their mortgage and doing a lot of different things, a lot of silly things, just to look good. It's their version of the stock market. That's the investment. I'm looking for a $1 million man. I'm looking for a man in finance. Does he have a trust fund? Right? Not just a man in finance. Does he have a trust fund? He's got to have blue eyes. He's got to be 6'5". This type of man specifically. Does anybody have him? I'm gonna put a bid in. Oh, he likes this type of woman. Let me go do this type of makeup. Oh, the makeup's not holding. Let me go in and get this procedure done. Oh, I got that procedure done for my butt. Let me try to do it for my chest as well. Oh, he likes this type of nose. Let me try to get that done. And on and on and on and on until they win the sweepstakes, the finance bro sweepstakes. Hopefully one of us gets him and we don't have to do anything forever. We can just be lazy.
Excuse me, sorry, are you two a couple?
We are.
Would you mind telling us the quick story of how you first met?
Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you don't.
We got a story. So it was 1994, and we just passed each other in the street.
I look back to see if she looked as good going as she did coming.
What did I see?
We just had a moment.
I see her looking back at me.
And then that night, I was coming home from a blind date. Went into my apartment building, opened up my front door, and in walks this guy. And my date's standing right there. He walks by, and I'm like, hey, didn't I meet you today? And he's like, hi, I'm Tom. I live in 4D. I was like, you live in my building?
It's like, shit, she lives in my building.
I lived there a whole year. He walked by my front door every day for a year. Never saw him once. First date, 5 days later, decided to get married on our first date.
2 hours into our first date, we decided to get married.
Walked around New York City for like 5 hours.
29 days after the first day we passed each on the street, we went down to Center Street and got married.
Yep, I lived. We didn't tell anyone. Told our parents the next day.
That's amazing. 31 years in.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about her?
She's so earnest and she's so honest.
That's it. What about my beauty?
Well, I will say this. I'm still totally attracted to her all the time.
How did you know so early on, within 29 days, that you wanted to get married?
It was like an aura. He's the one. He's the one. He's the one.
I had never looked at a girl like this where I couldn't see anything else around her.
It was like a blur.
She was the only thing in focus. When I was around her, I just felt like throwing up the whole time. I couldn't meet for like the whole time I was first married.
What advice would you give to a new couple that just met want to make it 30 years like you guys?
You cannot put yourself first. You must put the other person first all the time. Our happiness comes from the fact that our marriage has been almost a competition to see who can treat who better.
And what are your names?
I'm Tom.
I'm Lisa.
And thank you so much.
To all the stay-at-home moms, I feel like you're lying.
He goes on to explain how easy it is to be a stay-at-home dad. And hear me out, because some of y'all are going to take offense to what I'm about to say. I've been a stay-at-home dad. I've been a single dad for many, many years. I homeschooled my daughter for 8 years. I've worked, come home, taken care of my daughter. And let me tell y'all something, man. It's easy. My daughter's 11. It's not hard. It is the easier job. That's why we gave it to them. It's not going out into the world and hunting. It's not going out into the world and building bridges. It's not going out into the world and doing hard work. It's not hard. I'm telling you, man. Most of the women in the comments were like, oh, it's one kid. But the whole thing is that you don't get any breaks. We like doing it because we have a sense of duty behind it. It's enjoyable for men to see their children get raised up. Why is it enjoyable for you? That's what you need to ask yourself. You don't enjoy it. You feel like you need a constant break because you're the weaker vessel. It's not hard. Raising up children is extremely easy. Enjoy it.
A woman will go in and interrupt his productivity in order to connect with him. And then get so upset by his reaction because she doesn't understand where it comes from. And one of the things that it took me a long time to learn, you know, I've been studying men since 1991. I asked Greg, I'm like, okay, so do you experience peace when what you've set out to accomplish is done? And sometimes Greg would look at me like I was slow, you know? And he's like, honey, being focused is peace.
She's the man whisperer. 30 years studying us, and she might know us better than we know ourselves. And I honestly don't know of one other voice who's more beneficial for our women today than hers. May God bless her and every other woman who takes the time out of their day to listen to what she has to say.
Because happy women ain't in the streets like that. Happy women don't even post on the internet like that. We know y'all tricks. You're not fooling us men. We know if she start back posting half naked pictures, she back single again and she trying to make her ex mad. If she start posting vacations and random turn-ups and cocktail hours, she want to make her ex jealous. If she start posting gym progress photos and random targets runs, she want to let her ex know that she's focusing on herself. If she start posting life quotes, she want to let her ex know that she's healed, sealed, and delivered. And oh yeah, the booty pic is not the thirst trap. The real thirst trap is her selfie photo.
We know a lot of women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize he's not easy to deal with. A good man isn't convenient. He doesn't bend to chaos. He doesn't abandon his values just because emotions run high. If you've never experienced emotional maturity, you'll misread it every time. You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him distant because he protects his peace.
You call him detached because he refuses to beg for approval. But that isn't coldness. That's self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity. He moves from conviction. He doesn't chase chaos. He doesn't chase emotional volatility. He builds, he leads, he creates order. And for people raised in dysfunction, peace can feel boring until it's gone. Stability doesn't trigger adrenaline, but it does build a life. A good man requires partnership, respect, and emotional regulation.
Yeah.
Good men don't bend. They build. And the right woman doesn't fight that.
Yeah.
She rises to meet it.
There was a lawsuit not too long ago by an artist that was like hired to your label that was dismissed
twice.
What did you learn going through that?
Never work with women.
Oh, come on.
There's truth in every joke. But it's a sad truth. Like, I will never be alone in a room with a woman that I work with, like ever again.
Why?
It's too risky. That case was dismissed twice in 2 different states. And there's hardly no mention of it online. When that case was brought up, it was on every single blog, every single front page. And I lost so many brand deals, relationships off of a story that was not even slightly believable. She said I sacrificed a goat in a ritual. All people read was the headline, right? And that's all it takes to lose everything. That's a crazy concept. I lost millions of dollars off of an arbitrary story that some woman told. Like a crazy, crazy story that some woman told. So, with that being said, how can I be comfortable being in a room with a woman that I work with and not feel like she can just say whatever she wants? It's like, it's not worth it to me.
Particularly your generation of women who is extremely picky, and that could be a good thing and a bad thing. But I think if you are picky to a kind of crazy point, you either accept that you're never going to find the guy, and if you're fine with that, then that's fine. But what I'm seeing is the majority of women are not fine with that. So you have to kind of get over yourself. You have to understand that you are creating a list that is insane. And so you have to literally sort of stand back and go, oh, okay, maybe it's me, which it could well be. Look at yourself and say, I accept that I'm not going to meet somebody because I only want somebody if they're under these circumstances. And then there will be consequences for being this picky. And if you're fine with it, I'm not the first person to say, live your life, do whatever you want.
You just may never find someone.
Exactly.
That's
and if
the risk.
And this is why women say, we pick the bear. We pick the bear. And he knows I'm recording him too. Because there's so many empty ellipticals, and you pick the one.
Who do you think you are? Like, you have main character syndrome. Who do you seriously think you are? You're in a public gym. That means there's loads of machines that are around, and any machine can be used. What? Okay, so people can't look at you now. They can't pull out their phones. They also can't use certain pieces of kit if someone's next to them, because that's going to get you in trouble. This is dumb. This is ridiculous. Maybe he struggles with autism or some other mental health condition, which means that he likes to use the same machine every single time. You haven't thought about that. Instead, you've plastered his face online and you've just created this narrative that doesn't even exist. Listen, if you want to use your own equipment and be in your own personal space, get your own gym, get a home gym. You're in a public gym. This is dumb. Like, you've made yourself look really stupid.
There's one thing that drains a man faster than anything else in a relationship, and most women do it every single day without realizing. It's not about what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, the tone of voice. A lot of women don't realize they've stopped using that soft, warm voice with their man. Everything comes out sharp. Complaining about this, nagging about that, bringing up what he didn't do. And when was the last time you said something genuinely positive? Not sarcastic, not backhanded, just appreciative. Most of the time, it's 90% critical and maybe 10% positive, if that. And then we wonder why he seems distant or checked out. That constant negativity, it's draining. Your man craves your softness. Your warmth. He needs to feel like you actually like him.
You know, that story about them, you know, kind of meeting and then, you know, what does it say? 29 days later, they're getting married and They've been together for 31 years, dude. 31 years is a long time. That's 3 decades, man. 3 decades with the same person. It's crazy. That's crazy. That's rare out here. A lot of these modern women make it hard for a man to want a woman. Well, honestly and truly, men, they still want women. It's just they don't want you because you're a modern woman and you cause issues. That's a problem. But yeah, man, we need to see more stuff like this. We need to see more stories like, and honestly and truly, I think on both sides there are some men and some women that ask for it. But you've seen women get online and they're like, or married ladies get online and like, well, I don't feel like comfortable to share my story online because some of these ladies, they just, just talk me down in the comments. They talk my marriage down. They talk my relationship down. I don't want that negativity in my marriage. Bingo. That's somebody looking out for their marriage, protecting it, holding it close to the vest. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.